Hi y'all, welcome back to the channel. If you don't know, I'm Elle, the ultimate fangirl, and today I'm gonna be telling some stories about the celebrities that I've met and whether or not they're worth meeting, because sometimes these meet and greets can be like hundreds of dollars or you have to travel for them. Are they worth meeting? So that's what today's video is gonna be about, and I hope you enjoy. So I've actually made a list on my phone of all the celebrities I met so I don't like forget anyone. So I'm just gonna go in order of that. I'm gonna explain sort of the situation in which I met them, because sometimes it can't really be replicated, but I'll still tell y'all if they're worth meeting, because I feel like a lot of the time, well, we'll get into my time meeting Noah Schnapp, but a lot of the time for me, it's honestly just been luck, but I will still say, like, I would not pay however much to meet them. So we're gonna go in order. The first person that I wanted to talk about meeting, because I'm just so obsessed with her. She's one of my favorite singer-songwriters. I met Gracie Abrams, and this was, like, insane. She was the kindest person ever. So I saw her on the Eras tour in Santa Clara, and I was in section L. I was right next to the VIP tent. I met a lot of people through this, but those stories will be later. So everyone was going to see like Gigi Hadid. So when Gracie finally like finished opening and she got to the VIP tent, there was already like a mob because of Gigi. So it was like impossible to actually get to her. So I was sort of sad about that, but lucky for me, I was right there. I was also aisle in my row, so I literally just had to zoom out to like get to the VIP tent. It was super easy, and people had been coming up to Gracie, but when I met her, the clock was on the screen. And I'd already been to the Eras tour. I'd already experienced the clock. And that's just sort of something you can watch online. It's not like Taylor's in front of you. And I was just like, this is my one chance to meet Gracie Abrams. I better do it. So there's a little bit of a line there. It's probably 2 or 3 people. And so when it's my turn to go in the line, I'm like dying because Gracie Abrams is right there. So I go up to her and I'm like, hi Gracie, I love you. Can I get a picture with you? And she was like, yeah, sure. And I was like, ah! And I remember right after I did it, I like wrote down a quote that she said on my notes app, because I hadn't been recording the whole time because there was like pretty strict security around the VIP tent. And so obviously I'm like just trying to get it done with, but I also can't film because I don't want to risk it. So she said, I love you, and I wrote it down in my notes app, and I think I still have it too. I was like, what if I forget? I have never forgot. It's been over a year. And also the other funny thing is it's been over a year and it's still my lock screen. I still have not shut up about it. Like, literally, look at this. I'll put a more high quality picture of us together on the screen. And it's not the best picture, but I've just like, I met Gracie Abrams. And so that was just so fun to me, and I got so excited. So is she worth meeting? Absolutely. Even at her shows, you can tell she feels to me so genuine. And when she meets you, she'll be like, I love you and all that. And it's just like, she's so kind. And she takes her time with people, and she learns their names, and she's just so kind and so caring about her fans. And that's one thing that I really appreciated when meeting her. Because not everyone on this list is like that. That was just one thing that I appreciated about her. So yes, I would pay money to meet Gracie Abrams again. She was so kind. I don't think she does meet and greets anymore, but in the case that she does, or she has like an event where you can travel, I would absolutely do it. Yeah. It was worth missing the clock for me, for Gracie. She was so kind. Okay, so the next person I met at the Eras tour was Dessner. And I was right near the VIP tent. So in between 2 of Gracie's songs, and I was like, oh, I don't want to miss any of Gracie's set. But there was no line to meet him. at the time. I was just like, okay, zoom over, get a picture with him. We didn't really talk much. I was just like, Aaron, I love you. I love your music. Can I get a picture with you? And he was like, yeah, sure. All the pictures of him online where he's like a proud dad and all that, he really does give off those like chill dad vibes in a way. Like, I know that sounds so strange, but he genuinely does. Like, I don't know what to say about him. He's so chill. My picture with him sort of sucks, but even then you can see he has this like cute little smile and it's just perfect. So I don't think Aaron does meet and greets either. He might with the National, because that's his band, so he might do meet and greets with the National. I didn't talk to him much, honestly, so I can't fully say that it's worth your money to meet him, but if you like his music, he definitely is. He's a very kind person. He seems very shy is one thing that was interesting to me, because when Dessner, when there was a line after Gracie, because everyone's realizing, oh my god, Dessner is right there. Like a mob starts forming around him, and I felt really bad for him, because security gets involved and they're like, no, y'all need to go away. And I was like, thank God I did it before like everyone was forced to leave. And then he leaves the VIP tent until Taylor's on, and then partway through her show he leaves again, because obviously he's getting ready under the stage for Right Where You Left Me. Side note, I got Right Where You Left Me as a surprise song. So I can't really say much about him, but he was super kind to me. He seems like he cares about everyone he takes a picture with. He seemed shy, but so when there were more people, he seemed like a bit like worried about it, but he was really kind to me, and he's just, yeah. So I would meet him again. Would I pay for it? I genuinely don't. I didn't have enough time with him to decide that. So take what I said however you want. But next person I met at the Eras tour is Gigi Hadid. So I met Gigi. As I was saying, there was like a mob around her, but I was like, it's Gigi Hadid, you have to go see her, right? I have pictures of her. She was handing out guitar picks. It's giving Scott Swift. I was not on the side with like the family tent, so I didn't meet any of Taylor's family, but I did end up meeting Gracie and Aaron and Gigi, who was giving out the guitar picks. It was like a mob. I remember I got a cut on my finger. Someone like cut me, and it started bleeding and like scabbed over for like a week, and I was like, okay, it's not that serious, just gonna get to all of y'all eventually. It's Gigi Hadid, calm down. But so it was worth it though. It was definitely worth the cut. We didn't like have a full conversation because there's a mob. Like, I'd say there were at least 30 people around that tiny VIP tent, like, Gigi, please give me a guitar pick. Gigi, I love you. That's what was happening the entire time. So I wanted to get the guitar pick, say hi, get it done. I'd actually brought a friendship bracelet I made to like give to her, because I had a few for like if I wanted to give anyone in the VIP tent, and I was trying to get it off my wrist. The thread snapped and broke into a billion pieces, so that was not fun, but she did still give me a guitar pick. I'm gonna go get it. Okay, so obviously Taylor Swift did not give this to me, and obviously Gigi Hadid's face is not on it. It's a Taylor guitar pick, but this was during the Midnights era, so it's after Speak Now Taylor's version, before 1989. I was the city before she announced that. So this is the guitar pick that Gigi Hadid gave me. It's Taylor Swift on the Midnights cover, and then the back it says Taylor Swift Midnights. What does it say? TaylorSwift.com. Yeah, you can't really see it. My camera quality sucks on my Mac, but that's the guitar pick. I have the like Eras tour guitar picks with all like the different pictures of her on the Eras, and I play those, and I'm glad I played those beforehand, because the quality, the pictures on them sort of like start to degrade when you play with them, and they start to go white, which is fine, but I'm never gonna risk playing this guitar pick ever. So now the question is, would I pay to meet Gigi Hadid in a different circumstance where I wasn't like in a mob? And the answer is absolutely yes. even though I didn't get to have a conversation with her, I never fully got to the front either, I don't think. She was so kind and energetic with everyone around her. She was like hyping everyone up for Taylor, and she was having the time of her life, which it's the Eras Tour, same, but she was having the time of her life. And I really appreciated that. And she was just so sweet with everyone who got to the front. She was like, thank you, here's a guitar pick. And I remember, because everyone wanted one, she was like, who hasn't got one yet? And everyone would raise their hand like it was high school, like, me, Gigi picked me. And she got to everyone, and she was like, one for you, one for you. She was having the time of her life, and I don't blame her. And then eventually, during the show, her and Haim, who was also opening for the show, they were in the bejeweled dresses for our show during No Body, No Crime. Only our show, by the way. But they were skipping down the aisle, and I was like, Gigi Hadid is right there. So she was super kind. She was incredible. Yes, I would pay to meet her. Next person I met is Maisie Peters. If you want a full story time on how I met her, I have a video, and I'll put the link in the description about my Conan Gray concert experience, but I'll do a quick summary here. So Maisie, for the Found Heaven on tour, she would go to a bookstore near the venue for every show. So obviously I researched bookstores near the venue, and obviously, like a delusional fangirl, I got like 50 people on Twitter. When she asked for recommendations, I had them all like Monkey and Dog Books, and so I end up driving to Monkey and Dog Books like right after she posts asking for recommendations. And so that way when she got there, because that's like 50 people recommended it, it's like 3 minutes from the venue, so when she gets there, I'm right there. I can jump out and be like, Maisie, I love you. So she was so kind. She was phenomenal. I was expecting her to be like, what is wrong with you? Because when I tell you, when she had not even fully stepped out of the car, I saw her like blonde hair. I was like, that's Maisie Peters. And I run out and I jump out and I'm like, Maisie. So obviously she's gonna think I'm like insane, but she was like, sometimes it's good to have a little jumping moment. And she complimented my shoes, and she said we had the same ones. It was so cute. And so obviously I didn't have that long with her because Girly had to go sound check. Girly did not have time for this. There were like 7 of us at the bookstore waiting for her, and so she got a picture with all of us. And then my mom also got pictures of her walking back in with me, and I got the letter that she hides. She'll hide a little letter in the book, and so I got the letter in Little Women. It's so cute. Again, more on that in the Conan video, but she was phenomenal. Yes, I would absolutely pay to meet her. She is so kind with everyone. I think that's like my best experience ever meeting a celebrity is Maisie Peters, because she was just genuinely so kind, so energetic, and she really cared about everyone was the thing. And she was really excited to like meet everyone. She wasn't like arrogant or anything. She was so kind. So I really appreciated her. Next person I wanted to talk about meeting is Gayle. So Gayle I met at the Scared But Trying tour. So I was the only one without VIP who got front row, and I was like front center. I'll put a picture of my view on the screen because I got there like an hour early, so I was like first in line. And she had actually had an event, I think the day before in Dallas, where you could meet her day before, day of. And I wanted to do it, but it was like I had tech week for my school show that week, so I was already like tired, and I would have had to miss school, and it was a whole thing. And even though my mom wasn't working at the time, she's just like, it's too much. I was like, that's fair. But we did get to the show an hour before doors open, and so I get like the best spot. And so during the show, she takes my phone. Which is so kind, and she's just absolutely the best. And she was so kind with the audience. She like sang girls happy birthday, and she interacted with everyone, and she talked to everyone. And there was a moment at the end where what she does is she brings out like a white t-shirt and a Sharpie, and she'll give it to a fan and be like, hey, I've loved your energy the entire night. You've been so kind, so helpful to everyone. And the girl she gave it to for our show was like, had helped little girls get like a happy birthday, all of that. So it was very deserved. But she was so kind the entire show. Like, even before I fully met her, she was just like phenomenal. And so after the show, she sticks around for a bit, and she wouldn't let anyone take pictures because she was supposed to be off stage at this point. Her show ran like over time already, but she did say hi to everyone, and she did seem like she was trying to say hi to everyone. But obviously, like, again, she's supposed to be off the stage right now. So it gets to a point where she's like, I have to go. My team is telling me in my ear, like, you have to get off. But she was so sweet. Yes, I would absolutely pay to meet her again. Yes, I would go to any event where you can meet her. She is the sweetest. And I've also seen people who had VIP who met her say the same thing. I didn't get tickets when they first went on sale because I was still discussing with my mom. And so, unfortunately, the VIP tickets were sold out by the time I bought my tickets. But it's fine because I was, like, very good view. And she was so kind. Next people I want to talk about, and these sort of come in a group, Sean Astin and Noah Schnapp. So I met both of them at AwesomeCon in Washington, D.C. At the time, I was living in Maryland. And I had seen Noah Schnapp post, like, see you tomorrow, D.C. And I was like, what? And so I see the link on his bio, and it's like, blah, 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 there's an event in D.C. tomorrow. And so I spent all my birthday money on this. It was $400 for entry, I think. Yeah. No, it wasn't. It was like $300 for entry, and then you had to buy tickets to like actually meet people, and otherwise you could just do the Q&As and walk around. So obviously I'm gonna pay to meet people. So they had like a Stranger Things package, and I was like a Stranger Things fanatic at the time, but they had a Stranger Things package where you could take a picture with Sean Astin and Noah Schnapp at the same time. And then, so I buy that, and then I check their, like, FAQs, and apparently when you get a picture with someone, you don't actually get to talk to them. And they said, if you want to actually meet the person, get something signed by them. So I transfer my, like, money that I've spent on the pictures to just, I get credits back for that, and then I decide I'm gonna meet Noah Schnapp twice. So I bought the picture, and then I bought the signing. So first bit where I met him was, I don't remember the schedule exactly. I think I got my picture with him, and he was the best. He was so incredible at that point. And I think I thought he was the best because he complimented my shirt. Like, he did not do anything insane. He complimented my shirt. He was like, oh, I like your shirt. I was wearing my Hellfire Club shirt, so he was like, oh, I like your shirt. And that was it. I took a picture, and he was like, thank you. And I was like, thank you. And then we get to, like, the Q&A. This is where stuff sort of goes downhill. I ask a question that, in all fairness, was not the most intelligent sounding question. I'll give it that. But I did ask a question that I cared about and I wanted an answer to. And the way he answered it made me feel so stupid. He was just like, it would just be a show about friendship, actually. It would be so boring. And even though my question had been stupid, I was like, what do you think Stranger Things would be if you didn't have the sci-fi elements and it was more natural disasters? But he didn't have to, like, respond that way. So I was not the happiest camper about that. But then afterwards, I was like, okay, I'm going to make up for it, and I'm going to get him to sign something. So I get to the front of the line, and this signature is, like, $90, I believe. So get to the front of the line. I don't have the signature with me right now. It's in Maryland. But front of the line, and I meet Noah Schnapp, and again, talked to him for the third time today, and I think he was also tired at this point, which is fair, but we did spend like $100 on this. So he gave very basic answers to the person before me. I remember like seeing that and being like, what are you doing? Like, we spent $100 and you're like barely talking to them. And so we get to like, he's about to sign mine. I'm talking to him and he was like, I don't know if he genuinely couldn't hear me or if he just didn't want to like talk to me, because he like did not respond the entirety of when I was getting it signed. He was just signing it. And so on my way out, he was like, couldn't hear you, sorry. And I still don't know if he genuinely couldn't hear me. And I had also written him a letter about like, you're my hero and I love you and you're a phenomenal actor. I had given it to him and he like sort of just gave it to his manager, which like, I don't know if that's what he does with all the gifts. I don't know if he actually like looks at all the gifts that he gets, but he did give it to like the person with him. So I hope he read it, because I spent a lot of time on that. But it was okay though, because I had actually not bought meeting Sean Astin, but day of, my dad was like, hey, if there's anything cheap enough that you want to do, just here's my card, because I had spent like $400 on this, and so, you know, you sort of want to enjoy it and do whatever you can. So I was like, Dad, can I spend $60 to meet Sean Astin? And when I was buying the ticket, because you buy it in person, like day of, when I was buying the ticket, I was like shaking, and the worker was like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm just really excited and nervous to meet him. And they were like, oh yeah, he's super kind. And I was like, okay, so he's gonna say hi and all that. He was the kindest person. I remember venue staff was not too happy with him, because that man he was like talking to everyone. He spent 5 to 10 minutes with every person. So the line went very slowly, and I was actually worried that I would like miss meeting No Schnapp because like timing. But Sean Astin was so kind, and I didn't miss meeting Noah Schnapp, but I was sort of in line with someone else and I borrowed his portable charger, and afterwards he actually like stayed with me the entire time. He was like, do you have a parent around? And I was like, no, I'm like alone. And I don't think he had like malicious intent or anything. He was just so kind. He let me borrow his portable charger, and we had the same interests, but he like sort of stayed with me the whole time, which I really appreciated that, because it's awesome con, you can do whatever. So we sat together from like seeing Noah Schnapp talk, all of that. So he was super kind. So Sean Astin shows him all of the cast for The Lord of the Rings. He got matching tattoos, and he got out in front of the booth because he wanted to show the tattoo that was on his ankle. And so he shows the guy in front of me the tattoo, and then when it gets to my turn, he called me beautiful, which I was just like in shock the entire time. At this point, I had like red hair. Like, I was not looking my best, but he called me beautiful, and he was just absolutely the kindest person. He was phenomenal. I really appreciated that. He like actually spent time to get to know everyone and talk to everyone. He learned everyone's names, and I was just like, yes. So actually, I have my signature right here. One moment. I have my signature that he gave me. It's really cute, and he signed it as Bob. He's like signed Sean Astin, and then he wrote Bob because I was Stranger Things fanatic, and then smiley face. So I really loved meeting him. So would I pay again to meet Noah Schnapp? No. Would I pay again to meet Sean Astin? Absolutely yes, especially because he does do a lot of meet and greets, so you probably can, and his tickets are never too expensive, which I really appreciate. Like, I think Noah Schnapp's prices were insane. They were not reasonable at all. But Sean Astin was just like incredible. So yes, I would meet Sean Astin if you ever have a chance. Next person I wanted to talk about is Iris Apatow. I don't know that I'm pronouncing that right. I haven't actually seen that much with her in it. I think she was in Euphoria at one point. I'm not sure. At the time, I was just at Sour Tour, which is Olivia Rodrigo's first tour. And Iris comes out, and I still haven't seen anything she's been in. I know she was in Bottoms, but that's like all I know. Was she in Bottoms? Let me fact check real fast. I'm gonna correct myself. She was not in Bottoms. That was Ruby Cruz. So I still haven't seen anything with her in it. But I was barricade, like front row on the side for Olivia Rodrigo. And I was like, okay, Iris is right there. And she sits down for a little bit, like, in front of the barricade for Trader. And everyone's, like, calling at her, like, Iris, I love you. You're the better twin. And And I was trying to yell over all of them because Traitor isn't my favorite song. I was like, oh, I'll probably hear it again at some point, which I did. But I was just like, Iris, can I have a selfie? And she comes over to me and she gives me a selfie. She actually starts like leaning over the barricade and tipping it over. So she, even though I didn't like have a conversation with her or anything, she was really sweet and she like leaned over the barricade, which I didn't expect for her to do. And she was just so kind and she puts her arm around me and it's just, she was so kind and she was like waving at everyone. And then after she comes to me, everyone else was like saying, can I have a selfie? And I was like, I was the first one to do it. Of course I got a selfie. Obviously she couldn't please everyone because there was just like so many people who were like screaming at her, giving paparazzi. But I was just like, she was so kind. Even though I haven't seen anything with her in it, just as a human being, she was kind to me. So I really appreciated that. So I don't know that I would pay money to see her. That's just because I don't know any of her work. If you like her work, then yes, meet her. You will not regret it. Next person on the list is Hayley Brownell. So if you don't know who this is, I don't blame you. It's Olivia Rodrigo's drummer. So when I was at Sour Tour in DC, it was like an all general admission venue. So I got there, my dad got there at 6 a.m. I had state testing, so I didn't get there till like 12. But Hayley was doing like a Livy's HQ takeover that day, and so she was walking around. I was in line, and I was like, Mom, that's Hayley. Please, can I go? And she was like, sure. And so I run up to her, and I'm like, Hayley, is that you? And she was like, yeah. And then I was like, can I get a picture? I'm such a big fan. And she was like, yeah. And she was so cool. She gives off cool vibes during the show. She is so cool. She was so cool. I don't know that she does meet and greets because she does like work for Olivia. So I don't think you can pay to meet her unless you like really are just insane about Olivia. Obviously, like she doesn't do anything on her own. Maybe she does. I don't know. I'm not gonna say that, but she doesn't do much solo stuff, so I probably wouldn't pay to meet her, but it was fun to like meet her before the show. That was really exciting. And both times I've seen Olivia, I cheered extra loud when Olivia said, Hayley on the drums. I was like dying. So that was great. That's all I have for y'all today. That's a little rundown of everyone I've met so far. Waiting for the day I meet Taylor. Waiting for the day. Taylor Nation, can you hear me? But that's all I have for y'all today. I hope you enjoyed. If you like this sort of delusional, insane fangirl content, subscribe. And if you want like concert reviews, because I have a lot of those on the way, subscribe. I'm gonna be posting next week a video about the drama with Livy's HQ. So if you're interested in that, subscribe. And if you like this video, just subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.